Alright guys, welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This is DJ Redpants as always. I will be playing Total War Empire today, and we'll be playing as the Prussians. Now this is obviously going to be a long Let's Play. Hope you guys stay with it through its entirety. Like always, hit the subscribe, hit the like, tell people about it, let me know how good I'm doing, if I should do any better, and if you have any hints or tips, they're always welcome. So like I said, we're starting as Prussia. Now Prussia starts off with two regions. I think Brandenburg's one and East Prussia. East Prussia would be the other one. We don't have any territories in America, and we don't have any territories in India yet. I say yet because I'm not really too sure how I'm going to play this out. I am going to do the short campaign, so that's capture and hold 15 regions by the end of the year 1750. I think we start off in 1700, including the regions shown: Brandenburg, Bavaria, Austria, Rhineland, East Prussia, Württemberg, Poland, West Prussia, Hanover, Saxony, Silesia, Alsace-Lorraine, Denmark, Bohemia, and Moravia. Now we already have, I think, East Prussia and Brandenburg, so technically we really only need to take 13 more regions, and that's okay because that's what we're going to aim to do. Now depending on how the campaign's actually going, I might expand and try and start some new colonies as well. Alright, so we'll read the description. Prussia itself has only been German since the 13th century, when the Teutonic Knights carved out a new Christian state in the Baltic coast. The present Kingdom of Prussia is a new state and the result of a union between the duchies of Brandenburg and Prussia, and it is a kingdom only because the current ruler, Elector Frederick III, has decided to improve his status to that of king. In doing so, however, he has been careful not to offend the Holy Roman Emperor, the Archduke of Austria, and calls himself the King in Prussia, not the King of Prussia. The form of words is a fig leaf. Frederick is king, and he is the king of a potentially powerful and influential Protestant nation, a centre of gravity within the Germanies for all those who would look elsewhere for a lead than the Catholic Austria. The Prussians believe, not without reason, that their virtues as a people can carry them throughout any trouble: martial discipline, sacrifice, a sense of order, but this sense of duty should not be confused with the ignorance or intolerance, no matter what others may say. Prussians have always had to fight, but that has made them competent, not bloodthirsty. Current day Germany, yeah. So, they have the potential to become a great continental power thanks to their martial traditions, many of which can be traced back to the Teutonic Knights. These could form the basis of a truly world-beating army. Under the right guidance, they could unite the German-speaking peoples into a single entity, dominate the Baltic, and perhaps extend their reach far beyond the confines of Central Europe. Well, here's hoping, because, like I said, I don't know how exactly this is going to play it. Now, there are the other kingdoms: the Poles, the Austrians, the French, Swedes to our north, and so Germany at the current stage is split up into city-states. Alright, let's start. Some nice background art there. The English going to war against, I don't know, maybe the Scottish by the look of that.
Your first priority should be to research a superior military drill doctrine at the college in Manchester.
Yeah, alright, we don't need to listen to what she has to say because I am a pseudo-experienced player in all Total War games. Yeah, so where do we start? So we got Brandenburg, we got Berlin, Brandenburg. So this is the state of Brandenburg. Here is our other territory, and Königsberg in East Prussia. I got that part right, thank God. Now, if we look down in the right-hand corner, we do start off in the year 1700. We have 8,000 in our treasury. And we're zooming in. No, we'll zoom out. Alright, so to our south of Brandenburg we have Saxony. To the west of Brandenburg we have Hanover. To the east we've got the first encroachments of the Polish state in Gdansk, West Prussia. We also have Austria in our borders. We border with Austria here just by a little strip of land. Austria own this whole territory here. And the other German states down here. France obviously is over where France should be. England. We got Denmark to the north, who own Norway and I think Iceland as well. We have Sweden. Off to the far west is Russia. The Ottomans down here in the Adriatic. Italy's pretty much split up as well. They've got a few minor territories. Spain actually control a great portion of the Italian peninsula, and Spain's down here in the Iberian Peninsula, and a few the Barbary states in the north of Africa. The Ottomans own Egypt. So that's all we'll focus on for the time being. Because Total War are essentially two brands of game. You have the open world, turn-based, strategic portion of the game, and you also have the real-time battle simulations. Now, a lot of these territories are territories that we need to hold. It says in the victory conditions, objectives. Here we go. So we'll bring up the objectives, victory conditions. So here are a list of the territories that we need to take, and obviously places like Dresden, Saxony, Hanover. I think Prague was one as well. Maybe, I don't know. Bohemia, Moravia. So Bohemia, Moravia. We need to take Denmark, Silesia, which is right there, Saxony, Hanover, West Prussia, Poland, and Württemberg. Austria, which will be hard, is Vienna. Bavaria. Bavaria can be a tough opponent. Let's say the Rhineland, does it say? Yes, the Rhineland as well, Cologne. And you got like Amsterdam, Netherlands up there. Could also go for a prestige victory, but meh. We'll leave that up to the aristocrats. Now, see, if you look at the state of Brandenburg at the moment, we have dirt roads, we have a little bit of trade. We've got the Magdeburg College, we've got Potsdam, which is a town, it's a weaver's kind of cottage, so they're making textiles for us. We've got a farm, Lusatia farmland. We've got another farm, the Mecklenburg farmland. We have a port, which is very handy, the Rostock port. And now this little town here is Weimar. Weimar, I don't know. I might be confusing it with the Weimar Republic, but who knows. We'll call it Wismar at the moment. Now, it's not currently anything but maybe a little hamlet, and we can choose to upgrade that when the time comes. Excuse the coughing. Now, over here in East Prussia, we have Königsberg. We have some farmland here that has not been cultivated. We've got the Tannenberg coaching in, so that we'll rely on that for our spies and gentlemen. We have Tilsit. It's a craft workshop, weavers, kind of another little town. And we've got another Memel. We can turn that into a port at a later stage. They've also got dirt roads. Alright, so now, if we look at the town of Berlin, we have our barracks, where we train our infantry. We've got a cannon foundry, where we obviously can train our cannons. The Royal Palace, so that's can help with militia and governance of our nation. We have the Conservatorium, and that can influence the happiness of the lower classes and nobility. It also gains us wealth. And we have this construction site here, which we can choose to fortify our capital city. Well, like I said, we start off with 8,000, so we may even have to do that. So we have one gentleman. He is Gottfried Leibniz, 54 years old. He is in Brandenburg. He's a banking genius. He is pious, emeritus professorship. Only a fool subscribes. A life of achievement has been recognized for its enormous intellectual worth. Okay. So all these attributes make up how effective he is going to be as a gentleman. Now we use the gentlemans to research technologies for upgrading our infantry, navy, and cultural advancements as well. At the moment we don't presently have a navy. So we'll get old Gottfried into Magdeburg. And these are our technologies. Our technology tree. So here we got military, ordnance, naval. In the second slot, we got the industrial, we got agricultural, metal industry, textile industry, philosophy as well. So we're going to start off. We have plug bayonet at the moment, which is good. Now, what plug bayonet does is, if you've ever seen pitched battles from the 18th century, they obviously line up in rows and just blast the hell out of each other, reload, and do it again. If they ever got into hand-to-hand combat, they'd plug in the bayonet and they'd start stabbing people. Now, the problem with a plug bayonet is it renders the weapon unfireable after that. So what we want to research is the ring bayonet. So it's a bayonet that can slide over the muzzle of the rifle, and you can also shoot with it as well. So we'll start off. It's going to take 3 turns to research with from Gottfried. So that's good. Now we have one spy, Karl Moore. He is a mole. Slap my exes. I didn't say that. Accepted by his career as one of them. He is a man who gained access to classified information. Yeah, okay. So he's a 5-star spy, which is pretty good. We're not going to utilize him at the moment, and I'll get to that in a minute. We have a general here, Alexander zu Donar Scholbitten. He's 39 years old. He is a 7-star general. He's a brave soldier, attacking general, superior general. He's a little sergeant and a drill master. So they're his attributes. I won't go into all of those, but obviously they add up to whether he is an effective commander or not. We have a Protestant missionary, Gottfried Arnold. He is, I think, 7-star as well, 45 years old, touched by his hands. What's that mean? People travel for days to hear him preach, such power, even words to move, inspire the souls of many. Okay, so in order to maintain a certain level of cultural happiness, religious belief is a main part to it. So if your current faction is, say, Protestant or Catholic or even Hindu or Native American or whatever, you want every region that you own and capture to reflect that. So at the moment, as it says, as you can see in the middle of the screen, East Prussia is 79% Protestant. That's okay. It's not the best, obviously. 100% would be, but we'll leave Arnold in East Prussia to raise that. So just by him standing there preaching away, he's raising the level of the the Protestants in that region. See, Brandenburg is 95%, so that's just about perfect. So if the happiness of the people fall, we will get revolts, and we'd have to deal with them as time comes. Now, we've looked at the victory conditions. We're going to look at our government. So our monarch is Frederick I. He is a 3-star. He's 3-star in management skills. He's 43 years old. He's enlightened despot. So that gives him. Come on, cycle through. His leader has founded enlightenment. All right. So he likes technology research as opposed to maybe religious. The world is flat, and God created the earth. Corresponds with the learned, so he's a learned man. Believer in name only, this man understands religion. Yeah, okay. So in order to not offend his people, he obviously says, yes, I am Protestant, but behind closed doors, he's like, meh, whatever. And he's obsessive, which is okay. -5 to land technology research, 10% recruitment costs. So that's good. That obsessive gives the recruitment costs a good... so Frederick I König. So the government is absolute monarchy, so whatever the king says goes. State religion is obviously Protestant. Capital is Berlin and Brandenburg. Treasury 8,000. Population is 2,165,685. We are rich, and our prestige rank is majestic. Obviously, our income figures. Obviously, not spending much on navy at the moment. Alright, so diplomacy. We don't have any allies at the moment. We are at war with the Barbary States and pirates. Now, the Barbary States, everyone's at war with them. I don't really think I should go into it. It's just the Barbary States. We are trading currently with Poland and Hanover. We'll go to policies. Alright, so this is us. We are in the Europe theatre. Don't need to auto-manage that at the moment. Tax levels are medium for all. Everyone's happy. We got a good amount of income. Lowest public order. Alright, so we'll then move on to ministers. Obviously, we've got the monarch at the head. Government popularity is actually low. It's 39%, but shows review. It's alright. So it's on the rise. That's okay. Our head, I guess you'd say the Chancellor, is Johann von Württemberg, First Lord. We got Adam von Viereck. He is our Treasurer. Samuel von Kuji, Lord Chief Justice. Wow, Johann von Barfuss, Lord Minister of War. Is that a 10-star? That's good. So 10 plus 10% to recruitment, plus 10 to land military technology research, plus 10 to upkeep cost of all army units. And our little Otto von der Gruben is a 2-star Lord Minister of the Admiralty, which is okay because we don't really need... we don't really need a spectacular naval commander at the moment. Alright, I won't go through each individual guy because just for my style of play, I don't really use the government too much. I just do my own thing and I deal with issues as they arise. So trade. We got a trade route in Europe, so we're trading goods over land. We're getting 8 from coffee. So this is a world market. So 8 from coffee, 12 from cotton. We've got furs, ivory, 24. Spices, sugar, tea, and tobacco. Right, so we're trading to Hanover. Just goods, just general goods. Because I don't think we actually have anything. Yeah, so... We don't actually have any real decent tradable goods at the moment, which is okay. If you wanted to go down the prestige route, you probably want to start some trading ports. So yeah, that's just a brief summary of the start of the game. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will answer them. And so we'll go from there. Alright, so zooming in. What else we got? So there's the end term button. We'll click that when we're finished doing what we want to do. Diplomatic relations. This is an interesting one. So here are the list of the major factions. If you click on this, the list of the minor factions. So if we look at Great Britain, it's a Protestant nation. It's a constitutional monarchy, and they're friendly with us because they are Protestant. Now we can hear obviously, well, it's a symbol of a ship and some coins. It means we can trade with them, but we don't have a trade route at the moment, but we can. With the X means we can't. Now, we want to stay friendly with the Protestants because they're going to be more likely to end up being our allies if we ever need to go to war. But in saying that, if you look down here at the diplomatic relations of Britain, they've got the 13 colonies, which end up to be America as a protectorate. They're allies with Austria, Hanover, United Provinces, and Portugal. They're at war, obviously, Barbary states and pirates. They're trading with the United Provinces, which is Netherlands, 13 colonies, Sweden, and Portugal. If we wanted to take Saxony, for instance, as, say, our first war goal, we'll click on Saxony. They are Catholic. They're indifferent to us at the moment. They're a protectorate of Poland. So if we were to attack Saxony right now, chances are Poland would turn against us and we'd be fighting a war with a major power. So that's the intrigue of this game. You think, yes, Saxony is just a lowly little state here with one little territory, but they're actually a protectorate of Poland. So you have to kind of form your allies, as well as you've got to pick the right times and countries to go to war with without just being at war with everyone. And I know when I first started playing these sort of games, I didn't really look into it too much, and I wanted to go to war and just take as much land as possible, and ended up everyone hated me for whatever nation I was using. So back to the diplomatic relations. So trade equals income, and we want to trade with Great Britain because they're Protestant and we want them to be allies. So we open the negotiations. Friends of our people and sovereign are always welcome. Now let us discuss matters of importance. That was my best British accent at the moment. Their king is William III. I'm not sure if that was Mad King. No, King George III was mad. Whatever. Anyway, their power is terrifying. Their wealth is spectacular. We don't really match up to them in terms of power and wealth, but we are Protestant, so we'll request a trade agreement. So all of these obviously do different things. You can request to be an alliance, present them estate gifts which help them like you more. You can declare war on them. You can grant them military access, and you can ask for military access. So if they were at war with Poland and we weren't, we could grant them military access to pass through our lands without incident and go fight with them. We can trade regions if so be. We can trade technology, and we can do payments. Alright, so trade agreement. So you can threaten them, which wouldn't do us any good because they'd go, meh, go away little Prussia. And send proposal. I'm just thinking, see, now in Empire it doesn't give you an indicator on how likely this deal would be to get through. So on the other ones we could say trade agreement and request alliance, and it would tell us how likely that would be to work. But in Empire it doesn't. So we'll start off with trade agreement. My noble sovereign will be delighted that our talks have ended with such a success. Good day to you, sir. Good day to you too. So now we are trading with Great Britain. Now, it's the only major nation that is Protestant that we can trade with at the moment. Now, my little intrigue that I'm going to do is Poland. We are currently trading with Poland, and theoretically that is a good thing. But because Poland own a lot of territories that we need to take, we don't want to be trading with them, because by trading with them we're allowing them to get more money, and they will be forever building up their army. So if we cancel that trade agreement, they're not getting any further money from us to build up their army. So August the 2nd. While trade enriches, sir, we find that trade with you is unnecessary luxury. Our agreement is cancelled. Done. I'm happy with that. Alright, so the minor nations. If there are any Protestants here, so we are trading with Hanover at the moment. We might just stay friends with Hanover at the moment, because unlike most Germans, I don't want to fight a war in two fronts, and I believe the first countries I'm going to probably have to go to war against are going to be Poland. So yeah, so we're gonna. So the 13 colonies are also Protestant. The Americans, Francis Nicholson the First, open negotiations, Friends of our People's Home, blah blah blah. Request a trade agreement. We want to help out the Americans. When things hit the fan with the British, which they always eventually do with the Americans and the British, we'll see what side we decide to take then. Alright, so go back to the major nations, go to Prussia. So trading with Hanover, 13 colonies, and Great Britain. Alright, so can't trade with Kurland, can't trade with Denmark. We're going to take them anyway. Spoiler alert. And that's it. Now, it doesn't matter if we trade with these kind of other Islamic states and animism that's like Native Americans. Yeah, so that's basically all. I don't really want to trade with any Catholics at the moment, because the Catholics are more likely to go to war against the Protestants, and we ended up in world wars. Alright, so that's my diplomacy at the moment. So we're researching, obviously, ring bayonet. So I explained before, the building browser there, we got the list. Now, my armies. Alright, so we have the general, movement points, location, and the number of soldiers. This general, Leopold von Anhalt-Dessau, is in Berlin. He has 756 soldiers. We have Gustav Sherman. He's not commanded by a general. He's in Königsberg with 344 men. And Alexander zu Donar Scholbitten is in East Prussia with 756 men. So no fleets. Our regions, obviously, public order, nobility and lower classes, income, and whatever. Agents. Obviously, Gottfried Leibniz in Magdeburg, Gottfried Arnold is in East Prussia, Karl Mohr, the Rake or Spy, is in Brandenburg. Alright, so now I'll just bring up the diplomacy screen again. I'll have a look at Saxony, because we did say that they were allies with, yes, Poland. So the protector of Poland. So now if we start war with Saxony and end up going to war with Poland, they're also protectorates of Kurland, which will declare war against us. Allies with Denmark and Russia, who by proxy will also declare war with us, and we really don't want to go to war with Russia at the moment. At the moment, as it stands, they can't reach us over land unless they get land access through Poland, which if they did that, would be really hard. See, now if I wait too long, either Austria will declare war on us or Poland would declare war on us. We might just let the first... Yeah, so we'll sit back for the time being and we'll let the first country declare war on us. We don't want to be the first to declare war. Alright, so that's all done. I've got a couple of minutes left before I end this video, so we'll do some upgrading. So if we click on Berlin, there's a recruitment screen, regiment of horse, demi-cannons, sackers, line infantry, and militia, infrastructure, cobbled roads, and this is the army that's stationed there at the moment. Now what we want to do is upgrade to cobbled road, and upgrade to cobbled road in East Prussia, because that helps the trade routes move quicker, and the quicker that they move, the quicker we get the income. Alright, so this farmland that hasn't been cultivated yet, we will do that. We'll build the peasant farms. Prussia. So these spinning icons above the buildings mean obviously they're ready to be upgraded. So that's it for the moment. You always want to leave a little bit of money in your treasury. That's probably more money that I want to keep. Now, most likely, East Prussia will be the first territory that will come under attack. So what I'll do is I'll move Scholbitten into the town. Obviously, gets better defensive bonus and stuff like that. Now, the settlement is fortified. They do have a cannon foundry. We have 2 construction sites. They have a barracks, which can be upgraded to the drill school, but we need to research military syllabus in order to unlock that. So what we'll do is we'll build Admiralty, maybe upgrade the Tilset Weaver's Cottage. Yes, and that will leave us with 2,700 next turn. Alright guys, we'll leave it there for the first video. Thanks for watching. Like I said, hit the subscribe button and like and leave some comments and stay tuned for next time. Until then, bye.